for your host and the man who proves that no one is perfect, Ed!
For future reference, give me some warning so I'm not like somewhere backstage doing private things. So now you've introduced the guy who introduces the guys, I might as well introduce the guys. However, I'm not sure that we might have a latecomer in this, but if I could introduce the crew, Red Dwarf. They are there.
This one will eat you.
Oh, this is nice.
So that was a bit of a preemptive call to stage there. It's always a bit nerve-wracking.
Well, I think it makes a nice picture. I'll sit there if you want, if that's neat.
No, you stay there.
I'll stay there.
That's good. I feel secure with you.
I feel it's kind of appropriate in a sense.
You wait till these bottom starts.
Okay, let's kick things off. We've got a roving mic in the audience, so if you want to ask a question,
This is nice.
put your hands in the air and the mic will find you. So who's going to kick us off then?
Somebody. Gentleman down here.
Norman, how's the pug?
Oh, lovely. He's 11 now. Yeah, he's an old man. Like me. He's good. His back legs are starting to go. And, he bit my lip 2 weeks ago, but he didn't mean to. I had woken him in a dream. He was on the sofa and I kissed the back of his head and he went and it bled and everything, but I still didn't hit him or kick him around the room. No, he's lovely, thank you very much for asking. Thank you.
Great opening question.
Well, I'm sorry.
I
know dogs are important in some people's minds, but in my mind, they're as important as the human.
Do you have a dog, Bob?
We unfortunately had two.
Oh, he's a dog lover if I ever heard.
No, I do. We have a little terrier who's like an eye dog, plug and play, really easy. She's down there. What do you need to do? Some food or something. You don't have to worry about it. And then we've got a lurcher. That is my wife's dog. I don't know if you know what a lurcher is. It's like a greyhound with an even smaller brain. I don't know how he functions as a sentient being, and he has the slowest bladder I've ever come across. So you take him for a walk and then you stand still. I've timed it, 8.5 minutes. He's got one leg up, he's like that. And when he cocks his leg, it doesn't go like that way, like it should, it goes over his front legs.
Yes.
And then he gets all happy and jumps up.
Elvis does that. Elvis does that now when he has a wee. He goes over one of his front legs, and he doesn't mind.
No.
And I have to wash that leg separately sometimes. But he's old, he can't help it. And also when he sits on the chain, sometimes he's willing the pink, like the lipstick thing.
Yeah.
And I've asked is any of you coming to the stand-up tonight at the after show? Oh, I'll be talking about this then, so I don't have to repeat.
Don't use all your material.
It comes out, I've got loads of material. 36 years I've been doing this. No, but I make a little go a long way, I must admit. But it comes out, and I asked the vet about it, and he said because he's old, the outer rim has stretched a bit, and it just comes out. It's nothing to do with excitement. It just drops out.
It's a bit like me. It's just been talking about a dog's penis poking out on the sofa, and then I'm disgusting.
No, but I'm imagining you sitting on a tube with no clothes on. That's why we.
Chris, have you got any?
So I was going to say, I'll tell you about my 3-year-old Labrador. he's turning in. He's very well trained, but his personality is turning into the personality of my wife, which is a worrying thing.
I can't remember. She's lovely.
Yeah, she's lovely, so it must be
Yeah,
lovely.
I'm not saying she's not lovely. Did I say?
Do you find yourself having to agree with your dog a lot?
Yeah. She's quite single. Sorry, the Labrador's quite single-minded. But yeah, and going back to, without going too long on this Willy business. But
I love it.
When they get nervous, the Willy does come out. And, they sit on their tail and stuff like that. So yeah, Merlin occasionally has that problem.
Lots of wine jokes there. This has already gone off in a direction that I did not anticipate.
It's 21, really, just a 21-year-old youth.
Yeah. Okay, so we got another question.
Keep it on
I want
dogs.
someone to write in their diary, went to see the cast of Red Dwarf, so they talked about the dog's penis.
Hey Chris, how you doing? I ask, now Ruben knows more about his past, will he be nicer to Lister?
I'm not sure. That's a question. I mean, he can't be too nice to Lister, otherwise you wouldn't really have a Red Dwarf, would you? But yeah, I think there's going to be some interesting directions for Doug to write in, given that there may well be a future series of Red Dwarf.
Which we don't know about yet.
And I think, no, we don't.
I'm sure no one was going to ask you about
Just remembering the small print on the NDA.
Yeah, should the NDA that we signed. So yeah, should there be further episodes, then I think then Doug will have to explore the whole sea change really of Rimmer's father being Dungo. And not the high-flying intellectual lecturer, from a middle-class background. So I mean, you've got so many things to play with there. So Rimmer's middle-class sort of, and the other brothers, conditioning. Maybe they've been conditioned. So, but it will still provide interesting avenues for his past, his backstory.
Excellent. Right. Another question from
That was interesting.
Over here.
This one's for Robert Llewellyn.
Thank you. Correct pronunciation, very nice to hear that.
Llewellyn.
Llewellyn, that's how you say it if you're Welsh.
Llewellyn, it's Welsh.
All my grandparents said
Of course, I was forgetting about Welsh.
Robert Llewellyn.
Captain Marley's.
Ask the question.
After creating Spare Heads, which was your favourite?
I mean, I suppose the one with galloping droid rot.
Yeah.
The slightly northern one. I did that once. It's one of those things that happens on Red Dwarf a lot, where we were just mucking about, and I did that voice. I don't know why. Probably because Danny had trod on my foot. Well, you just trod on me, man. And I just did a silly voice, and Doug said it was like his dad. So he really liked it. So I mean, it's a terrible accent. It's not very good, but when you're a droid, can't really be criticised. I've been sitting here for 3 million years. I think it came out of some sort of bad poo joke that we did. I'm just trapping pants! Which was something that amused Danny, and it was something along those lines. But I think that was great fun to play. It was very uncomfortable to have your head stuck through a hole in a cupboard. So we had to shoot all those bits in sequence. So there was Sparehead 1, 2 and 3. I can't even remember what Sparehead 1 and 2 were like. I think they were more like Crichton. And Sparehead 3 had galloping droid rot and silicon rickets.
Great. Next question.
Someone
Right next to Harry and you.
For all of you, but mainly for Chris Barrie, how difficult was it filming the Ace Rimmer scenes?
The Ace Rimmer scenes when he first appeared in Series 4? It was quite difficult when Ace was talking to normal stroke snakehead Rimmer, as I and many others do as well. Because you've got to have a split screen situation, you've got to time it, and you've got to try and make it look as natural as possible. And there were a lot of lines to learn, which Bobby and I were not great specialists in that department, are we?
We've got our moments.
We've got our moments. What's your example?
I think I've had a few more moments than you.
I wouldn't know. Let's have an argument about that. So yeah, it was quite difficult. But you know, I love Ace so much. So playing the part, it's such a release from the
Completely opposite.
Yeah, the alien retentive tight.
It's almost like a Rick Mail character in Blackadder, isn't it? Of
Flash.
You belong Flash. You belong to the same family.
The rest of us all loved Ace.
Yeah.
There was no acting in that.
Oh, that little character. That little character you did was
I
good.
love that one.
I love that when you were little.
That's in the back burner.
I thought that was really good.
Give Keisha a chance.
Really good because Chris, you've got to remember, Chris is an impressionist. Yeah, give Keisha a chance. Yeah, Chris was an impressionist before he started all this. He could do so many voices and things, and British, of course. You know, terrific. You know what he can do.
So yeah, it was great fun shooting all that nonsense. I mean, when you've got a bit like the Series 10 Fathers and Sons, you know, tour de force by Craig, there's a lot of waiting around for everyone else. So I think when I was doing Ace, there was a bit of waiting around for everyone. But you know, we all take turns in that. So
give and take is the name of the game.
It is, isn't it?
of course it is, Norm. Of course it is.
Next question.
Do you have a favourite episode?
It's a difficult one because we get asked that a lot. It is hard. I mean, I certainly remember Back to Reality just fondly because I think it was the last episode in that series, wasn't it? Was that series 6? When Jake Tullit and that one.
Tim Spall was
Tim Spall was in it, yeah. And that was just a brilliant show to do. But I mean, it's very hard to have an actual favourite one. I mean, I think I've got some favourites from different series. So last series, Series 10. I think we all felt that Lemons was a favourite in that one.
There's no reaction. I didn't watch it. There's no reaction. Did Lemons? Yeah.
See, there's a reaction. That's very strong. I call that an intense reaction. I'll do an impression of it now.
I think they're hanging on Bobby's every word there, as opposed to.
It's good to know this.
I got excited about Lemons because
I watched it. I can't remember.
Oh, it was brilliant.
How did it go? I'm trying to.
We went back to get a curry. No, we weren't getting a curry. Yeah, we were. We were trying to get back to Bootle to get a curry.
Yeah.
Lister wanted a curry, and we went back too far in time to.
You needed a battery, didn't you?
Because we'd forgotten we didn't know where we were going. Right in the case. I thought we where we were going. We built the flat pack time machine.
Yes.
Flat pack time machine. But we forgot the remote. We forgot the batteries in the remote, so we had to make batteries. And they made batteries. The idea was that we made batteries out of lemons, copper coins.
We suggested potatoes first, didn't we?
They hadn't been invented. They hadn't come over to Europe at the time we were there. And so the crew made a lemon battery, loads of bits of wire and coins, and it worked. And it was really the first time a prop on Red Dwarf has ever worked. It actually produced electricity. Quite exciting, actually. 1.2 volts.
Then what happened in the episode?
I can't remember.
We got back and we were sitting around a table.
It was to do with Jesus.
Jesus.
Yes,
Jesus.
I remember that.
And everything we were whinging about, Lister was going,
Yeah.
and so this bloke kept saying, I beg your pardon? With a Geordie
And a
accent.
young guy playing Jesus.
He's brilliant.
And he was good. He was very good.
Yeah.
I remember
Jesus.
the episode. It was a good episode.
Oh, yeah, and Jesus.
Yeah.
And I remember wanted his autograph.
Yeah.
Obviously.
No, it's funny. Yeah.
So Lemons was was for us. I think
Right.
that's.
For me, it's always the same old answer. It's Queeg.
Yeah.
So you get a reaction to that. For the hours we spent doing Lemons, you don't hear Queeg. Oh, Queeg!
It's all being classic now, I think. No, it was that episode they gave me the script to that because they were winding me up about it, the writers. They loved what we wound each other up a lot, didn't we?
Yeah.
And they said they wouldn't let me read it, and then they did let me read it, and I read it, and I thought, this is going to be great. It's such a well-written episode, it's so funny. And it was, of course.
Classic.
There's Rimmer in that one.
I don't know.
You might have wandered in recently.
I kind of wondered, what's going on?
Too short.
It's Queen and Holly's show, I'll leave. Just walk out again.
No.
Okay, let's go for another question.
Another question. There's loads now. All the questions are going to be about lemons now, I'll tell you.
No, can you actually play chess?
I'm good at the other one, drafts. Yeah, I'm good at that. Very quick. No, I haven't got a clue how to play chess. Not interested.
That's just pure acting.
I just don't care.
There's a question over there.
This is awkward for the person with the microphone. Look at that. That is good for you, well done. Oh, she's changed her mind. There she is.
It's just that when people that love Red Dwarf, we've all got like our favourite quotes. I was wondering what your favourite quotes from the show are. We've got great writers, so we've got some great lines that you get.
Well, I seem to have them all. I have so many, we'd be here all day, my friend. But, no, Everybody's Dead Dave is all right dudes and all that stuff that Holly had. And then obviously there's lots more from the rest of the characters.
You could do that.
I think.
You could do the you could do that feed in, and you could do that.
Cracker Jack time in there.
Changing the ball.
Crichton, step up to red alert.
Are you sure, sir? It does mean changing the bulb.
This morning, a lot of people sort of said, smoke me a kipper, I'll be back for breakfast. But one of my favourite is, it's my duty as a complete and utter bastard.
Actually, my favourite Rimmer line was when you were leaving the ship and we all had to stand and you were doing your farewell speech. It's, over the years, I've come to think of you as people I've met.
I think that in my own experience, the dog's milk. The stuff I did with Craig and winding him up, and that dog's milk routine. It was more there were routines with Holly, and that was so funny. We're on the dog's milk. We've got loads left because no bugger will drink it. That's roughly how it went. But they really stretched it out and made it very funny. It was smashing.
You told a great story last time about how that line, "Everybody's dead, Dave," no one found it funny until you came in and read it. And then you started doing it.
Well, I have that. But the thing is, that scene of Everybody's Dead, Dave, and telling, come on, they're all dead, Dave, they're bloody dead. That explains the whole series as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And why I brought back Lister and Rimmer for my own entertainment, because I knew they would hate each other, And so that was it. It was good. Everybody's dead, Dave. Everybody's dead, Dave. And I think I added a line. Was it? I wish I'd never told him. No, was it? I wish I'd never told him.
Yes, I think that was.
I wish I'd never let him out in the first place, yeah. Or was that Stasis? No, there's that in it. And that was an additional line. And because I was doing it up on the gantry with a microphone, because I wasn't visual then. I hadn't got my way. Which I got, and I'm so glad I fought, because I moaned and groaned about it. I wanted to be seen, and there was in the end. So sometimes, if you believe in something, just keep at it.
Okay, can we have another question? Let's not throw the microphone at them.
I thought I'd been shot.
One of my favourite episodes is Backwards. Just how was it learning the script for Backwards?
That was a very difficult episode to do because we couldn't. There was a lot of really quite well-educated, intelligent, sensible, mature people standing around going, hang on, so if his tooth chipped now, you're going to unsuck the chip, unpunch him, and then so he's got to have oh wait a minute, he's got to have the black eye without the chipped tooth before we throw him through the window. It drove everybody insane.
Plus you had Arthur Smith in it.
We had Arthur Smith in it.
Well, his lines were easy to learn, because you just had to talk forwards, and then they reversed
it, so it didn't really matter what he said.
But he told me it was difficult.
It was difficult to know which lines to say, to words to use, because people would, of course, wind it back and see what he actually said.
Wasn't the fabulous Tony, who I was with the other night, Tony Hawks?
Oh, the fridge man.
Yeah, the fridge man.
Tony Hawks.
Yes.
Yes, does he still speak like this?
He does. Exactly like that.
Is that the third series after I'd left?
Yes.
Yeah. I never watched it.
No. It wasn't very good. It wasn't as good as Queen. I did think backwards was a brilliant.
Yeah, it was
a very end shot.
Good idea.
It was shocking. Yeah.
The Forwards Brothers bit was.
The Fabulous. I think we were the Fabulous.
Reverse Brothers.
The Reverse Brothers. You see, we
reverse in
it was world. It was 1989. We're allowed to forget a bit of it. Yes, that's where they're going to eat. That was Tony, wasn't it? They're going to eat an egg. Forwards.
Right, so wait till these boys are my age, they're going to have real trouble doing this.
Great, is someone else question number? Some hands go up.
Now that we've seen the revival of Red Dwarf, how about, even if it's just a crossover episode of the British Empire, Mr. British?
Well, there's no secret to the fact that there is a script that's been commissioned at the BBC for a new British Empire.
Oh,
Christ. So yeah, there's a chance that I may well be back.
It'll be better than a lot of things.
That's the reaction.
I know there's a lot of fans signing with Chris at these events. I know there's still a lot of support for British Empire, and that character will be very funny today, and we'll get a new audience, I believe, as well. Really.
Yeah, there's one of the original writers is behind it, and fingers crossed that things it happens. Before I completely forget to, remember to say my name.
The Welsh guy who was in it, would he be in it? He was very good in it, wasn't he?
Geordie.
Geordie, sorry.
Mr. Brittas. Yes, Mr. Brittas.
Colin.
He was very good, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And all the women were good in it.
Strong cast. That's script stage. It's supposed to be, the script's supposed to be done now, so I may even be seeing something this summer on it, so fingers crossed.
Good scoop, that.
Scoop.
Yeah. Next question?
Young lady down here.
That's it, make him work for it.
Not so fast, mate. You just take it easy.
Apart from the 4 original characters, do you have a favourite character? Mine's Hilda Lindstrom, so...
Oh, I see, of other characters. Yeah.
I know Norman loves Mr. Toaster, that's his favourite character.
Yeah.
Talking Toaster.
I like John Linehan as a person, but I hated the talking toast.
I love Talking Toaster.
What was it in particular about that toaster that just rubbed you the wrong way?
Just stupid. It's too stupid to be true.
He had a bum warmer and everything.
What?
He had a bum warmer and everything.
He had a bun warmer, he had many add-ons.
It was a repeat joke that went on too long. Can I make a toast? Oh.
Was it because he was too cheerful?
Huh?
He was too cheerful, the toaster.
I'm thinking of, certainly, of course, it's tragic that we can't remember his name. He's a lovely actor, he's done a lot of other stuff recently. The guy who played Jesus was great fun. He was good. I'm talking on that character. Jesus as a character, that's lasted, hasn't it? Stood the test of time.
The Jesus of Caesarea.
Jesus of Caesarea.
I'm just trying to think of series 8. that lot, the motley crew.
Oh, who was the prison guard? He was brilliant.
Ricky Grover.
Oh, Ricky Grover was
Ricky
brilliant.
was good.
But the guy who was the head warden.
Oh, who's in EastEnders?
He's in lots of things.
Oh, no, I'm thinking, the one who's he's in EastEnders as well.
The guy with one eye, with the eye
very
patch.
funny.
Thank you. Graham McTavish, thank you very much.
No, I'm thinking of someone else.
Yeah, you're thinking of the lunatic Space Corps guy who was in Series 8, was it? Who's in EastEnders now. I was in Strictly Come Dancing.
Jake. He was bloody
Jake was good.
Was fantastic.
Kill Crazy.
Kill Crazy.
Him and Ricky Grover as a pair, because Kill Crazy. And I just loved watching Ricky because Jake would have all the lines. He'd be going, "We're going to get out of there, smack it in the face," and Ricky Grover just do. He didn't say anything. He can just crack me up. I saw him recently. Because he's such a friendly guy, but he's so frightening when he went like that. And I went, "Oh God, I'm going to die now." Massive hug.
He used to do
strong man.
He used to do boxing, so he's quite hot.
He's very strong.
A lovely, very lovely man.
Yeah, and in Series 10, the chap who played my brother.
Brilliant.
I mean, the way he said twat was absolutely immense, you know. So we've had so many great people, you know, come into the show. The guy who played the dog. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah. He was
captured dog.
Yeah.
We began on dogs.
That was the opposite parallel universe, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The bloke, instead of a cat, it was a dog. Danny's double, the cat. And the bloke who played the dog was fantastic. It was terrific. Terrific.
Said dog to me.
And here's something for you. It tells you what people don't know. There's a little story for you. You know, I played chess with Gordon. Remember? Not so good the reaction on that.
Subdued.
But when they did they remastered it, they decided to use another person, so we had to do that scene again. And inside I was going, what the hell was wrong with the first bloke that played? He was funny, he looked stupid, he was great, he was right. And in the end, they kept that because they didn't need to. There was no way they could improve it. And I could have told them that. Waste of money is just wasted sometimes.
Exactly, you could have saved a lot of money.
Yeah, they don't listen to it.
We kind of did that Series 10 with the monkey, didn't we?
Start finding someone.
The monkey was
What's that?
intense.
He's right, there's another question coming.
Hi there, guys. Just wanted to ask, I mean, Red Dwarf, without doubt, the best science fiction sitcom in the world.
It's the only one, isn't it?
But if you could have played a character out of any of the British sitcoms in the past... What character would it be and why?
My answer to that would have to be The Big Bang Theory.
Oh, yeah.
I'd love to be in that as...
Yeah, but he did stipulate British. I'm just saying.
No, I'm sorry, we're all together, all the people are together now. But forget all this.
There's a North Korean sitcom.
Forget the second. Icelandic. That doesn't matter. I would say The Big Bang Theory, because I think that's one of the funniest sitcoms I've ever seen in my life. Very funny, although it's running out of steam now. Now Penny's had her haircut and a drink. I'd love to be a father of one of them in that or something. I'd love
Sheldon's dad.
Yeah, it'd be just fantastic. So that'd be my answer.
I quite like to have done, because I was very moved as a young person by Wilfrid Bramble in Steptoe and Son, the dad in Steptoe and Son. Yeah. And I think I'm now rapidly approaching a point where that would be perfectly acceptable to play. I just want to sit in a bath, drop a pickled onion in it, get it out really.
Robert, you're still young, you're not old, you're not old.
I think you're influenced by the person who actually played who gave the performance, like in Fawlty Towers, John Cleese playing Fawlty, that would be some of the lines in that, you know. Whose fault is it then? Dennis Compton's, you know. It's an amazing material to perform that. So I'd probably have to say that, but also Dad's Army, you know.
Yeah, I thought Dad's Army.
Captain Mannering, but or any Captain Mannering or Sergeant Wilson, you know, which is mind awfully, forward chaps, all this sort of stuff. Because it's the way they played it, it's their genius that made the part. On paper, you might think, well, that's really like that part. You know.
She's had enough.
Completely understand.
Lost it. Lost it.
You're going to get a good place to queue.
It's Game of Thrones next, isn't it? So it's all gorgeous young people
Yeah.
who've been naked for most of their career.
I'd love to see that because it's on Sky, isn't it? I would like to have a look at it. The fuss that you're making about it, it must be good. It must be really good.
My wife loves it.
Is she?
Yeah. You got Sky?
No. She gets the DVDs.
Oh, right, of course. That's another
Love
route.
film.
That's another route.
Running out of time now, so
I don't want to waste being funny. I'm going to save it for tonight.
Don't peek, Norm. Don't peek.
You can peek too early in this game.
This is to Norman. Given you've been...
Who's that?
I don't think you're over here.
Let's have a look at you. Oh, yeah.
Given you've been both inside the series and outside the series when some of them have been made, my question is, would you like any toast?
You think you're funny, don't you? You are.
Okay, we've got time for one more question, I think.
There's one down here, a young person.
Yes, there's a young person.
Let's hear from a young person.
She's about...
She'll have a very sensible question.
You could be 12, 11, there you go. Sorry, 1 year when you're that age you get really cross. And then my daughter's the 1 year, don't you dare call me 17 or 16.
Really old.
Yeah,
12.
yeah, sorry darling, you're 11.
So who was your favourite character to work with?
None of them. I think in my case, when I was in it, you're very isolated. The only time you get to know everyone is in rehearsals when you're sitting around doing the lights. But when you're actually doing the part of Holly, it's almost like you're on your own with a bored cameraman. Well off the set, you can't even see the audience, and so it's not the same as acting really. It's almost like a news reading job. So I don't know. I mean, I liked all the boys. We always got on well and we had a lot of banter. You know, we had a laugh. And it was good
I think
fun.
in the interest, in the possibility that there may be some more, and I for one have to work with 3 other certain people. I would say they're equally lovely to work with. But yeah, no, I'm not going to say any more because someone's probably recording this.
We are very lucky, I think, in the fact that there's sort of 4 of us who've done it for many years are quite different people and come from very different backgrounds, and yet when we're on the set and we're all working together, it is an extraordinary thing. I've never experienced it anywhere else. You know, in any other TV shows I've done or other acting jobs I've done, and we know each other really well. So it's like if you imagine being with 3 of your best mates, and you know all the silly in jokes, and then, you know, the thing that happens with me every time is I have to work really hard on my lines, and I mark up my script really neatly, and it's got little notes on it, and then I'm holding it on the set, just when we're rehearsing, and I smell smoke, and then I realise that Craig's come around behind me with a cigarette lighter, and then there's, according to him, a joke copy. Every time we've done Red Dwarf for 26 years.
That is so dangerous.
It's dangerous. It says no smoking, it says no fire, and we're in a set that could catch fire. It's really dangerous. So
And if he's done it more than once, I mean, how boring is that? You know?
The trouble is, it's still really funny.
It's funny.
Even the 100th time.
But the thing is, you've never worked with me, have you? Oh, Series 8.
Yeah, we have.
No,
Yeah.
Series 8.
Yeah,
I was going to say, wait till you work with me if you ever work with me on a script, see how you go. No, I don't think so.
I mean, it's just good-hearted banter. You know, when you're doing a sort of single close-up and it's your 10th take, and the person you're eye-lined with, you know, is going like this. While you're trying to get it. You know, that's just friendly banter.
Yeah, I think it's a good group of people that work together
And you know, when someone wants to take up sort of, 45 minutes of rehearsing 3 seconds coming into a room, then that's fine. Yeah.
I do have a picture.
We all need to do that.
I do have a picture on my phone which Craig described as "That's me giving up the will to live," which is exactly what Chris was describing because Danny had worked out an entrance, and then that wasn't quite right. No, hang on, guy. And all Craig wanted to do is get through the scene because they had all these things to do, and then Danny does it. And does a spin. No.
Well, then Danny would go out the room, and then his head would come around the corner, or... so you do another version.
I just took a picture of Craig's face, and it was like, he completely lost the will to live.
Yeah, the diva is Danny.
Danny's the diva. But what a diva.
He's a dancer and singer from the West End offer.
And you get the floor manager sort of going, so you've got several options there, Doug. What do you think, And you don't hear anything. And then Craig's got that face on there. Danny just commented the smacking room. The scene hasn't even started.
But then on the night that we record it, Danny does that entrance, gets huge round of applause, does the scene, goes off and does a little extra bit at the end, massive laugh, and then Craig's going, I don't know why I do it. It works. Often the very first time we see a performance from Danny is when it's being recorded. Because he's quite often not there when we're actually rehearsing.
Yeah,
he's on the phone to someone or he's doing something else. As any of you who've met Danny at conventions will know that, there's a table and it says Danny, but 9 times out of 10 he's not actually there. Someone's got a motorbike outside that he's having a look at.
But yeah, I hope that's answered your question.
Unfortunately, we've got to wrap it up there.
There's a Tommy Cooper person there. Who came from Wales, who lived in Wales, didn't he?
Tommy, did you?
Yeah, where did he come? Where did he live?
I reckon we should stay here and pretend we're in Game of Thrones.
We got more money to make.
Can you put your hands together and thank